they don't know the nature of the flood we are in. They don't know how high it is. They don't know the gravity of this pandemic we are in.
Hello viewers, we are happy to be once again here with you. Lwanga Evelyn Allen is my name once again, and I greet you good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, depending on where you are. And we are happy. I'm happy to be here with you today. And last time we were talking about life after COVID, and it's what we are actually into. And last time I was here with my guest, Lady Aggie, and we were talking about, we likened the lockdown to Noah's Ark. And we're looking at life, the kind of life that we want to live after the lockdown. But remember, this kind of life cannot come about except we already begin working on it right from the ark. And we are in the ark today, like we said last time. And in the ark, like we said last time, there was quite a lot of work that was being done, preparing Noah and his entire household for a safe landing. And it's the same today, what we are doing. After the lockdown, we are preparing ourselves for that safe landing. But what are we supposed to be doing right now while we are in the lockdown that will carry us, that will land us into that kind of life that we want to enjoy after the lockdown? And I believe you were blessed. I believe you enjoyed the show, and you have already started working on certain things that are driving us to, taking us to that kind of life that we want to live after the lockdown. Today, I'm not alone. I have another guest with me, and we are going to talk about something very, very, very crucial, very paramount, very, very necessary, because during this lockdown, a lot of issues have emerged, which would have been for our own good is tending to be sour, which we don't want. Remember last time we said that God wants to preserve much people alive. And now if God is going to preserve much people alive, even after the lockdown, then we must be able to be part of that program, God's program in preserving many people alive. Now, the problem we've encountered today during this lockdown is that we have failed to make a good sanctuary, to create a good environment, both for ourselves as parents and for our children. And many of them are getting stressed. Many of them are even committing suicide. Many of them are ending their lives and the lives of their households, which we don't want. Today, I have my guest here with me, our guest here with us. She is going to lead us into something that is going, she is going to give us some tips on how to, how we are going to, how we are going to be helped in preserving this, so that we all enjoy that kind of life after the lockdown. We must enjoy life together. So, I welcome Lady Stella Ogwang.
Thank you.
You are welcome, Madam.
Thank you.
Yes, allow me to call you Lady Stella.
Thank you.
Yes. She's a seasoned specialist in social affairs, and I'm going to ask her to introduce herself. Welcome, Lady Stella.
Thank you. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, wherever you're listening in from, and wherever you're watching us from. Just like my host has said, I am, thank you for the title. I am Lady Jane Stella Ogwang. I am a child protection I may know I am a child protection specialist, but I look at children in totality of the family setting and the communities where they interface with different people along the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Lady Stella. Very good. We are interested in protecting the family, the children. Today, the family is supposed to be a sanctuary, a haven of rest for both the parents and the children.
Yes.
And with the kind of violence and outcries that are going on all over during this lockdown, it shows that maybe we as parents have failed to do our work. Or in the first place, do we even know whether we are parents? Or just guardians? Or maybe we are wishers who have just brought life into the world, but we don't know what our primary role as parents is. Tell us, who is a parent? What are the attributes of a parent?
Thank you very much. A parent, like you said, a parent is this person who has 100% responsibility over a child. And the child is anyone below the age of 18.
Okay.
But in certain instances, as long as this child is living in a family in a home
Mm.
and they're above 18, the parents still have the responsibility over this young person.
Okay.
So for you to be a parent, you must be in position to provide the basic needs
Mm-hmm.
of a child.
Okay.
And the basic needs are food,
Mm-hmm.
shelter,
Mm-hmm.
clothing,
Mm.
medical care, and education.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the basics that you should provide
Yes, as a parent.
as a parent.
Okay.
Of course, when we get to parent, then we have to expound what a parent is.
Okay.
We have biological parents,
Mm-hmm.
we have foster parents,
Mm-hmm.
we have caregivers,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the extended family
Mm-hmm.
that can also do the role of parenting
Okay.
to the child or children.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Now you talked about yes, you talked about the responsibility of of a child. I mean, of a parent towards these children, whether you are a foster parent, whether you are a biological parent, um,
Adoptive parent.
adaptive parent. You have talked about all that. But the kind of violence we are experiencing today is even much more so with the biological parent.
Parents, yes.
What do you think is the cause?
Thank you very much. Parenting is having the full responsibility over a child.
Mm-hmm.
But it's unfortunate, like you're saying in this context of the lockdown of COVID-19, we have children, and children have a array of rights they should be enjoying. When I will look at the different rights that children should enjoy as a parent, and that becomes your responsibility. Like I talked of basic needs.
Okay.
When we talk of protection, the parents, the caregivers, are supposed to provide protection to these children. Protection against abuse.
Mm-hmm. What kind of
Abuse, we can have physical abuse, we
Mm-hmm.
can have emotional, psychological abuse.
Okay.
There is neglect, you don't do your role to the child, and children, there's also sexual abuse.
Okay.
Then when we look at protection against neglect,
Mm.
neglect is failing to provide this child with the basic needs.
Okay.
It becomes the responsibility of a parent in the life of this child to provide all the basic needs.
Okay.
Then protection against exploitation.
Mm-hmm.
A child is a child, and a child should be able to do things which is commensurate with their age, their level of maturity,
Mm-hmm.
and their evolving capacity.
Okay.
You don't give them work that is more than their capacity to deal with.
But here, in this context of the lockdown, I would imagine every child is supposed to the well-being of the home.
They are supposed to contribute. That is true.
Yes.
But it becomes the role of a parent
Yes.
to do the parenting role.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make them aware of their responsibility?
Okay.
The contribution then becomes the responsibility of the child.
Okay. Now, how best should the parent pass on that information?
How now that gets to communication,
Mm-hmm.
that gets to participation, which is another broad category of rights for children.
Okay.
They should be heard,
Mm-hmm.
they should be seen,
Mm-hmm.
and they should be felt.
Okay.
Now, that then becomes the responsibility of the parent
Okay.
to communicate. Communication is two-way.
Mm-hmm.
And especially now, unfortunately for us, the parents have not had the touch of being so close to their children.
Okay.
But we are also very lucky. Every situation has a positive.
Exactly.
You will find that the parents have been abdicating their responsibilities and giving it to the teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I drop my child to school at 6 and I pick them at 7.
So your teacher has become
My teacher has become the
your
parent, doing the parenting. I leave home, I go to work. I leave at 6, I leave the home to the house help. The house help has the responsibility of taking care of my child from morning to evening.
Mm.
That is the child who doesn't go to school.
Mm.
The one who goes to school, I've given that responsibility to the teacher.
Okay. So, Lady Stella,
Yes.
should we take it that this lockdown is actually revealing a lot of things whereby specifically, in particular, we are actually strangers
Exactly.
staying in the home as parents and children,
Yes.
and we somehow are failing to stay together in the home during this season, during this time, because we we don't know each other,
Yes, that's true.
and because we don't know each other, we think that somehow we should we feel that these children are angering us, they are stressing us. Now, what advice would you give us as parents? I mean, how best should we handle such a situation? Because as we talk now, the mortality rate is, is escalating. Violence is, domestic violence is, I mean, it's
High.
too much. It's high. I mean, children, if they had an option, they would still run away from home.
Yes,
Okay?
they
So-
would.
So, during this, like you said, that in every situation, there's a blessing.
Yes.
So, what blessing do you think, what blessing can we draw from this environment?
First and foremost, what we can draw from this environment is we've not had time for our families. We've not had time for the children. We've not had time for our spouses.
Mhm.
Because we are all busy. But for this time, we are all locked down in one room or the house.
Mhm.
You're from each and every room that you move in, you're going to bump into the other.
But some are still dodging each other.
Yes, they're dodging, and the dodging is basically again a problem because you're not supposed to dodge. You cannot dodge. You dodge the first two weeks.
Uh-huh.
We had 3 weeks. Now we have 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
We don't know what is going to happen.
Yes.
So you cannot keep on dodging.
Okay.
And that's where the problem comes in.
So how should
Dodging.
we deal with that?
We should take it on. How do we take it on? We should appreciate the opportunity that we've had to engage with our children, to know our children better.
Mhm.
And how do we know the children better? The lockdown does not only affect us as parents.
Yes.
The children are actually more affected because wherever they've been going, they've been having friends in a school setting. They interact with different children every day. They interact the subject they learn in school. There are different things they're learning every day. But this time round, and unfortunately, some parents are not even having time to engage with the children, to look at the homework, to try to teach them, because we never prepared for this. We don't even have teaching guides at home that we should take children through the lessons they were supposed to go through. And that brings in the biggest component is communicating.
Okay.
Let's all understand that the pressure is the same pressure we are facing as parents. It's the same pressure the children are facing. And how do we communicate with the children for us to be able to do our parenting role? This is the time for us to learn our children. We must have a one-on-one time with all the children we have in the house.
But how are you going to have a one-on-one?
We have,
You don't know what to pass on, what information to pass
this
on.
is the time to know.
How should I get to know?
How should I get to know? I should give each child a minimum of 15 minutes.
Okay. Now, what I talk to the child about? You know, some of us, some are young parents.
Yes.
They are, you know, there is no school of parentology, if that ever exists.
Yeah.
But they are learning on the job.
Yes.
So what kind of communication, what kind of information should this person have?
For instance, if you have very young children, they play, their play items, they like certain things, they watch TVs, they watch, you bring for them the video games. You should be able to find out from them why do they like this particular video game.
Okay.
Why do they like this particular game? What is it communicating to them?
Okay.
How do they feel about it?
Okay.
You're able to get them to know the interest of your child, and you start becoming part of it.
Okay.
If you have a teenager, the way we handle teenagers is different from the way we handle babies.
Okay.
This teenager, what are the likes? What do they like? Are they into sporting? Are they into games? Are they into reading novels? What is this that they feel they like?
Okay.
You should then be able to nurture that.
Okay.
This is the time to build on that.
Okay.
Do they have friends?
Okay.
What is the type of friends they want? Now they are at home. Are they missing any of their friends? Why are they missing their friends? If they tell you they are missing their friends and the reason, you should be able to fill in that gap. To say, if your friend, you do sporting, your friend, you go walking out, your friend, you read together, your friend, there's certain things you enjoy, you should also make sure you keep them in contact with their friends. We have phones. We have the different forums of communication, but then you should be also cautious of how much information they are getting from the different ways of media, of engaging with their friends. And the moment to do that, you're going to make it like just like you pick a phone, yes, and you call a friend, you say, I'm just calling to find out how you are. Check on them. We check on you. Okay. How is this period? How are you managing? Okay. It's the same way maybe can you share with me notes? Can you share with this? They also have the challenges they are going through, and their peers could be able to support them. But of course, as a parent, you should be able to put a control of how much time are they going to be engaging with their peers.
Okay.
Then the other thing that you can do is also structuring on how you do things at home.
Okay.
Because times have changed.
Yes.
We've been waking up very early. The ones that have been in boarding schools have been going to school. There's a structure in school that you follow timetable from this time, you do this from this time. Even in our homes, this is the time for us to structure things with our children.
Okay. Now, yes, that's the best. Yes, that is the ideal. How best do you think? I mean, what activities should fall in such? I mean, a basic home. What kind of activities should be factored in to help everybody feel I'm part of this family, I'm loved in this family, I enjoy being home, you know? So that everybody feels this is home, we are happy to be home, you know?
Yes, thank you. It gets back to the one-on-one time you've had with the child or the children.
Okay.
Once you go to their likes, you're now able to structure.
Okay.
If somebody likes maybe football, somebody likes dodgeball, somebody likes indoor games, then you say, okay, this is what we are going to be doing.
Okay.
From in the morning, what time do we wake up? We have to do personal hygiene. We have to clean the home.
Yes.
There are others who should clean outside for those who have space, and for those that don't have space, they're still cleaning.
Yes.
How do we do the cleaning of the utensils, cleaning the house, cleaning ourselves? After we've done that, the next thing is at what time, what are we going to do to keep us busy after break tea, after break, because the times have changed.
Yes.
People are having breakfast at 10, 11, or even noon.
Yes.
But before we get to breakfast, what are some of the things we have to do? For instance, preparing the breakfast itself.
Yes.
And preparing the meals.
Yes.
We are engaging.
We're engaging.
So once you've prepared our breakfast, we've prepared the meals, then we have time for work, cleaning decorating the bedrooms, cleaning the house, then outside the home now,
Yes.
to have that fresh air.
And you're actually passing some values to your children.
You're passing on values and you're also learning them.
Yes.
And
As
then
you do
also
things
pass
together.
out exactly as to do things together.
Okay.
You can find time to move out and take a walk,
Okay.
a stroll
Okay.
in the neighborhood for an hour, 30 minutes to come back.
Okay.
And when you come back,
Mm.
you should then be able to ask, what have they seen as we are taking the walk? Is there anything that is eye-catching? Because as they move out, they are going to interface with other people. They are going to see other families. They are going to see people moving around, and it's going to happen to them that they will see certain things they don't see in their homes.
Okay.
You should be able to draw lessons from that. For them to understand and say, this is what happens. And also to tell them why things have changed. Because they've been asking, when are you going to school? When are you going to school? That's an indication that they've had enough of home. But what is this that you can do to distract them from not wanting home?
Yes. Actually, we are talking about communication. Don't you think the reason the children keep on asking, telling the parents that they want to go to school, is because there is a gap, a communication gap, whereby the parents have not explained to the children
Yes.
exactly what is happening.
Yes.
They think that they are in just like any other holiday. Maybe. But I think that the children must be able to, the parents must be able to explain to the children much more than just telling them this is a short holiday.
Actually, the children know it is not a holiday. The teachers told them it is COVID-19. You're breaking off because we don't want the spread of COVID. Because I have a five-year-old and 6-year-old who tells me we are at home because of COVID-19.
But do they even understand what it is?
Exactly. They don't understand what COVID-19 is. It then becomes our responsibility to explain that you are not in school because of A, B, C, D.
Exactly.
And around about that time is when you also tell them about the message they are telling us. That we should be in position to wash our hands, sanitize, keep social distance, reminding them that those are things that we are supposed to do, so that it clicks with what the teacher told them at school, because for them they believe in the teacher. They say we are at home because of COVID. They don't know what else about COVID. It then becomes a responsibility to explain to them, and then also makes staying home very interesting for us who work. We are just having enjoying it at home. Working from home is the best. While you're working, you're also having time to interact with your family. Okay. You're having time to do things that you should have you shouldn't have done while in office. So it would be very good for us to engage with the children and bring in other activities for them to know that being at home is not a punishment. And it's by being positive to them and encouraging them, whatever they do is the first time they're staying with us. Whatever they do, we must compliment. Even when it is bad behavior, you don't tell them what you've done is bad. You compliment and then you tell them, I think this should be done this way. And give them the opportunity to try it out. Okay. And once they've tried it out, you complimenting, and they will enjoy staying at home. For instance, if baking, yes, prepare chips, it may not be healthy food, but they are going to peel.
But they
And they are going to cry
like
because they like it. If it is a fruit, let each one do for us something that keeps them busy, and they look forward to doing it the following day.
yes.
And if you are going to have meals, everyone should have a role. If somebody has prepared the meals, what is your role? I was surprised to find that my 7-year-old niece can wash plates
Okay.
and cups.
You see?
Something I didn't know. She tells me, let me do it.
Yet for you, you were very
I was fearing, for I thought she couldn't do it. Now, when she does it, she's very happy and looking forward to doing it again after we've had our meal, so after we've taken our tea.
so you let her do it.
So you let her do it, and once you've done that, you're able to let them be interested in staying at home.
Okay.
Then you also manage your stress.
Yes.
As you're managing your stress, know that the child is also managing the same stress. They are not used to routines, to the things that is happening in this period of the lockdown.
But you see, Lady Stella, some parents should tell you that for me, the way I manage my stress is once the child annoys me, I vent my anger on them. I just get my stick out and for anything they annoy me with, I just go, I just get hold of anyone who passes by me in front of me is whom I vent my anger on. Is that right?
It is not right.
Mm.
It is criminal
Okay.
for corporal punishment. It is criminal, actually. It is criminal. But you vented your anger for 2 weeks. We went for 3 weeks. You're still beating. Now the next 2 weeks, long, how many times are you going to beat and you're not communicating? And that's why we said meaningful engagement.
And the child doesn't know why.
The child doesn't know why you're beating them. The child doesn't know why you are annoyed. Have you told her or him that you know when mommy is resting, give me some time.
Okay.
Then they will know when you're resting, no interfering with your rest.
Okay.
When you see mommy not happy, give me space. But they don't know when you're going to be happy or not. You're supposed to be calm and manage your stress.
Okay.
Because the same stress you're having, for you at least you have the liberty of beating. How about if the child who could have the opportunity, wouldn't they beat you?
Definitely.
They would also beat you. But they know their children, they are supposed to respect you.
Okay.
Now, for you, you have to be calm, keep it calm, and manage your stress. Otherwise, if you don't manage it, you're going to beat everyone in the house, and they're going to run away from you. Fortunately, it's a lockdown, no moving anywhere. They cannot go anywhere to any relative, with any auntie,
Which is even very unfortunate because in the long run, you may find these these parents actually killing the children.
we just pray it shouldn't get to that, but it can get to that, and that's why we say you should manage. Everybody is going through the same stress you're going through, and now that's where meaningful participation, meaningful engagement comes in. If for instance, as a family, a mother or a father, we have standards we've set for our children. But during live to that expectation, and you may be feeling that you failed. No, you've not failed. But the only thing you have to do is to communicate with your children.
Exactly.
And explain to them
Why
that
things
why
have
things have changed.
Yes.
The lockdown has implications. For this is the first time we are encountering such a pandemic
Yes.
that is touching every person, irrespective of who you are. It is not discriminative, it's taking all of us the same way.
Okay.
And the best you can do is to sit down your child, sit down your teenage child, and engage with them, explain to them that the reason I have been providing and I can provide, but the fact that that we are all stressed up and I'm not providing certain things is because I can't easily move to my workplace. I can't easily get resources to be able to provide for you, even for salary earners. We all know it is more than the salary that we survive on. There are other things that we do that brings in
Other income.
streams of income.
Yes.
So the best is to sit down and you agree and you discuss. Once you discuss, then it is easy. They will understand. Why do you die with the pressure? Why do you die with the bitterness without opening up? It's not a crime that you're not providing, but once the children get to know that mommy or daddy are not providing because of ABC, they will adjust. We've had people giving testimonies. Some people have been going out for meals.
Yes.
Over the weekend, they can decide to say, we are not going to cook at home, let's go eat out.
Yes.
After church, let's go and eat out. It's no more because they for social distancing.
Yes.
Now the eating out, let us prepare something at home. Whatever you've been eating out can actually be prepared at home.
Exactly.
Because where we are eating it, people are also preparing it. Let's learn.
Exactly.
So you find that you're getting away from the routine.
Yes.
We are not even going to church. We are having church at home. So we wake up knowing that today we are going to try out what we had for lunch. When we were a few months ago, or it was a birthday, we went out and did this. But this time round, we want a homemade cake.
Okay.
And this is the cookbook. Fortunately, everything is now on internet.
Yes.
This is how we cake. Let's give it a try today, a try tomorrow. And for the breakfast, can make the other day make, the other day we can cake, and everybody is learning.
Yes.
And that will keep them busy. And you're
true.
cutting on the expenditure.
It
Actually, it has helped people to even reduce on expenditure.
Yes.
So that we do things at home.
Yes.
And you learn that once you do it from home, it's actually better. You have a touch. You have a control on it.
Fresh.
Fresh. And you've done it yourself. And you imagine you can still do it. I always joke with my daughter that after senior 6, I'm going to get the kiosk where you read the everything, and you sell, because you're able to do it, produce it at home, and this alone will give the relax that tension that you're having. You will be calm because you're doing something different,
And you'll be earning your own
earning your own money.
Yes.
And it's also not distracting.
Yes.
You're engaged. You're engaged. And the children are engaged. By the time you go to bed, everything is okay.
Yes.
Nobody is stressed up, but just learn how to keep it calm and to manage your stress, because everyone is going through the same situation.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, with the thank you, Lady Stella. With the parents, they feel we've had cases whereby the women, the wives, still feel, I'll give you a scenario like here in Africa, where it is hand to mouth. This, the husband every day has to provide some money for for you put it here on the table.
Yes, before you wake
go
up
out,
asleep or awake, just leave it there.
Leave it there.
Yes.
So that's me as the wife, as the mother. I get that money, and it's what we use for our daily meals.
Oh, yes,
daily
meals.
upkeep. Now, some wives are failing to understand that things have changed.
Yes.
And this man was engaged the kind of income generating activities he was engaged in are not there anymore, or they are limited.
Yes.
For example, those who are dealing in public transport.
Yes.
People are not moving. Now, where will we get passengers from? That means there is no money.
Income.
There is no income. But this wife is failing to do what? To realize that things have changed. How would you help such a lady, such a woman, or such a home? Because even the man equally would get stressed.
Yes.
Now, if you are the man